Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Stay God for another day, no complaining, no crying. This is Dad Chat TV. I'm your host, Papa Stretch. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna call this one, I guess, lunch and dinner. Back for another one, fellas. We gotta talk. It's a narrative that get pushed upon fathers from a lot of the mother of our children, people in their world, and most disgustingly and unfortunately, the children follow it. I feel like here on Dad Chat TV, the reason why I created this platform is just to have an outlet for everything that above. But it was primarily for somewhere for fathers to come and be able to express all the goods and the bads of being a dad. And as I told y'all, most of my discussion and topic won't be about no women and the mothers and the bashing. That's just a small part of our journey. That's as always. But it's like mommy's faults and mommy's wrongs when the mothers are the ones wrong in the situations out there in life. Excuse me. For you fellas, it might fit. For you women, it don't. Please, I apologize. I mean no disrespect to you guys. But I need y'all to chime in and we have to acknowledge this. Just like fathers, we should acknowledge when the women present to us the foulness and the messed up things that fathers do. Women, y'all have to be able to stand behind us on these things. Now, as I told you, I'm not Mr. Analytic. I don't have all the numbers and all the fancy words. I watch the same things on public social media as you guys do. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. And a lot of statistics show, at least in recent years, that women have been the ones that, for whatever reasons, good or bad, right or wrong, tend to want to split up from the fathers of their children. It's their right and their choice as a human. Nobody has to be with nobody they don't want to be with. But that truth has to be spoken to a child, no matter how old that child is. And I feel it's a mother's duty for those who are in this situation. Because what happens is sometimes the splitting of the family and the household does affect the children. A lot of times it do. Scratch that BS. And sometimes the fathers, whoever's out there, the ones who just left your home because you couldn't deal with mom because of some pettiness or some foolish, shame on you. But they don't say when the fathers are the ones who are actually left for whatever reasons and the world promotes them. Well, if you ain't happy with this and that and this and that and this and that, then leave them. But what happens is when things go wrong, it's perceived and it's looked at as dad left the family, dad left his children. Things go wrong with the kids, they'll say it happened because dad left his family. A great friend of mine, my best friend slash you could say my brother, which he is in my heart, and one of his beautiful children, in which I've been around for all of them, has gone through something, a little crazy and tragic. She's fine, thank the Lord. Now, I'm not going to speak on details, but it's crazy how a woman can take a man's children from him. Play all kind of funny games. You can't see the kids. Hide, move to Hong Kong, go all these places. And when something goes wrong, it's one thing for you mothers to want to be foolish or bitter or angry and think how you want to think. But to allow the narrative of daddy left his family to be seeped into these children's heads that's out here, I feel is a disgusting thing. Very much. When children want to blame their fathers because mommy didn't want to be with him no more or did enough things to force him out of the home, but yet because she might have custody, she can plant all the seeds. Oh, daddy left. He didn't want to be with you. He wanted to be with somebody else. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. And these kids tend to believe it. I've seen some of the worst mothers on earth in my day. And the kids don't give them that response. Years later, after being abandoned, left, abused, whatever might have went on. But there's a lot of men out there whose children are being taken from them, and women who saying, because society say, if he's not trying to find a way to ease everything in your world every day, whether they got something to do with it or not, if he's living every day of his life just trying to make you happier, just trying to do everything for you, which that's not our job as a man, you have the right to find somewhere else. If a man leaves his family because his wife isn't giving him the sex he wants, how dare him? If a man leaves his family because he finds somebody else that just says more nicer things, how dare him? Even when it comes to attacking, a woman can hit a man a million times, throw a million things, and just that's how they are. How dare he leave his family for something of that nature? But society pushes the woman to leave and start over if she doesn't like his feet smelling. Who cares if he's hard working? Who cares if he's paying his bills and he spends time with his children and he loves his woman and he's not cheating and he wants to do his best to see a family succeed? His feet stink. Leave him, girl. Find somebody else. There's somebody better for you. Trust me, you're going to find you a rich, great man. Now, this isn't about who anybody wants to be with any of that. That's neither here or there. But why aren't more women grown enough and real enough to say, I didn't want to be with your dad anymore. He didn't leave you guys. He left me. Or I left him. We're no longer going to be together. But it's okay. He's still going to be in your world. It's just going to be in separate homes. Why is it okay for kids to think the greatest of mommy, no matter how low mommy stoops down to? But no matter how a father-child arrives and the reach a certain level of altitude, it's like women, negative women in society, trick the kids into being the gravity and just pull them down and say, no, you didn't do this. You know, yeah, you was in my life all the time and you did homework and did this, that, and third, but you know, you missed this game. Oh yeah, you paid for everything under the sun, but you know, you didn't buy me this that time when I wanted it. It has to change, fellas. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do it. I honestly don't. I'm not gonna pretend as I do. But with talking about it and getting it out and being able to vent and tell your truth, I honestly believe in the bottom of my heart, it can be a start. We got to start something. I pray and hope that good women like my sister and other women who are logical, still on the woman's side, as they should be, but also know foulness when they see it. And it doesn't matter what's between your legs. Foul is foul. To be able to help these other women. Because I might not be able to fix my man's problems or my brother's or even mine's. But hopefully this outlet can fix my nephews. Shout outs to KJ. Shout outs to Logan. Shout outs to Kason, aka Fat Boy, Wolverine, and Yellowface. Hopefully it can help them. I pray this outlet gets out for those of us who have daughters, because I would hate myself, honestly, if my daughter grows to do some of the foul things I've seen from women to someone else's child. It wouldn't matter because she's mine. That wouldn't make it right. I would not sit next to my daughter when she would lie, if she was to lie and call the cops on a man. I would not sit next to my daughter and keep my mouth closed if she was to tell her kids that their father didn't want to be with them because she chose to leave their dad. I could not do that as their father. My daughters know I have their back to the ends of earth, but I could not support that because that's my child and the bad is not happening to her. She's doing wrong to someone else's child, and that makes me just as wrong. And that would make me a hypocrite to ask for help from other men and figure out how can we get through a struggle in which I'm going to create for somebody else's child in the future. No. Lord, please forgive me and help me not to be able to do that. But these kids can't keep thinking that daddy's the fault. Daddy leaves, daddy left the kids because mommy didn't want to be. Or mommy wants daddy to be in a home that is just under her name and she work and do all these things so she can degrade him and tell him how less of a man he is for the good men who absolutely who gets a chance to switch the positions to be the stay-at-home dads. It's so important for you women, but when some of the guys do it, it's what kind of man don't do this or do that. We got to stop letting them measure to what they think we are supposed to be as a man, what we are as men. Yes, we got to take accountability and we got to step up. Hence why I say it all the time, so that they can't shoot at us in certain ways. But it's just disgusting to where, once again, things can happen with children in women's custody, and the first thing they teach the kids is because your father left y'all. He might have left mommy. That doesn't mean he left his children. So I feel like we got to change this, man. Please, 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 please. Because my bro, it hurt his heart to hear them fucked up words. And excuse my cursing on here, because I don't, but it infuriated me a little bit, you know? And I've had a certain thing even with my little kid, you know what I mean? Saying something with, Dad, why you do this? And it's because a lot of women are foul and they know how to set it up to where they can do so much. But the moment the kids or anybody in society opens their eyes and look, what the world sees is reactions now. They don't see the actions. They don't see when mommy is cursing, hitting, doing all these things. They ain't gonna see how long daddy might have turned his back or walked away for 15, 20 minutes. But now when daddy yells, screams, now it's, oh, what kind of man does that in front of his children? No man should. We should learn more patience and self-control no matter what anybody does. That's the part of being a man. But we are still humans, is which they tend to forget. We get held to the man title and we're forgetting that we are humans. Women aren't allowed to be humans and women. For those who's going through anything like this, please tap in. I feel for you. I'm sorry for you. I pray the Lord gives you relief. I pray God gives you strength. I pray He gives you all you need to get through these situations. Because there's not too many places where we can turn and talk, or even people in our personal lives to turn and talk and say, yo, what do I do when a woman take my kids away and when things ain't going right? The first thing my children get on the phone and tell me is, Daddy, it's your fault because you left us. When that's nowhere near the case. But that's the only truth they know. A lie told long enough will become the truth. We got to do better, man. If you're going through anything out there like this, please tap in, like, and subscribe. I'm going to start going live. And even if you could just watch this for the 15 minutes, I've done this little video. I know it's not going to fix anything. I never proclaim to say I fix anything. I fix things for my family. And you guys are my family too. But I can't fix things in which I'm going through. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. But it only starts with, if I don't have the answer, let me reach out. And if you don't have the answer, let you reach out. And together we can brainstorm and come up with the answer. That's my goal. My goal is to make it comfortable for men to be able to voice and say these things without feeling timid, without feeling less up, without feeling like they're stooping down to weakness or they're not men no more if they tell how they feel about these situations. Because that's how men become volcanoes, and then when it erupts, it's the wrong person. So with that being said, it's another one of Dad Chat TV. Please just listen to this, and for all the guys that's going through it, I swear my heart bleeds and cries for you, and I'm sorry, fellas. Papa Stretch. Love.